Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Justin.
And you're listening to the Otterly Owlsome podcast. Who knows what we'll talk about?
Sun chips until Bill Nye the Science Guy did a YouTube video the other day, and that's his favorite chip. Well, he had Lay's chips and he had Sun chips. Yeah. So
I like the Harvest Cheddar the best. So I have to show you something kind of funny. We bought a toy dispensing robot.
Where is it?
She's eating it. Yeah.
So she has to do something to get it to dispense a treat?
Yeah.
What is that called?
But she keeps just like picking it up by the head. And she's figuring it out now.
Riley's kind of scared of it.
Yeah.
Well, I want one.
Well, what's funny is she keeps dispensing them and Riley's stealing them. Because she hasn't figured out that she got it out.
That's hilarious.
No.
Opportunistic dog.
Yeah.
What is it called so I can get one for Haley?
Hold on. I'll just send you the Amazon link. So I saw it on, let's see. I saw it on something. Like a BuzzFeed something. Because it was only like $12.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
Especially if they're entertained to buy it.
Right. Well, it just came in today. And so I was like, I had to actually cut. So because they're bigger, their treats, you know, I had to cut them to get them to be able to come out of the little hole. So,
I'm going to share the screen. Even though this isn't sponsored, we're going to let people know what we're talking about.
What's funny is I thought it was like a mechanical robot. It is not. They have to like hit it. So I'm
those are tiny treats.
I'm a little disappointed because I thought I'd be able to like move it, but they already like it, so.
It's so small.
It is. It's very little. But I thought it was like a mechanical one.
So are you putting kibble in there or are you putting in treats?
Treats.
Okay.
You lift up the little lid at the top and it pops out of the hole when they tilt it over.
It's the lowest price in 30 days.
I know.
I
wanted to get one of those like busy bowls or busy mats for Rory because she's still just got a lot of energy. And David was like, I don't think she needs that.
I thought this was something else. That's a bad picture. That's a bad picture.
She's pushed it like all the way across the floor. And it's like, nothing came out wrong.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to have to get one now for Haley. Thank you for sharing that.
My random Amazon purchase.
How's your week been?
Busy.
Yeah?
I'm doing a roadmap assessment. And then I'm wrapping up that one customer.
The one we talked about for several episodes. Does she know we're talking about her? Probably not.
So. She probably doesn't watch.
Probably not. Yeah, she's probably got better things to do. We had our special guest yesterday. Got released. That was exciting.
Her was awesome.
Yeah.
And I have another sprout in the garden.
Ooh, what is it this time?
It's another pepper, but I had to go buy. I bought wooden skewers, like that you would normally like do like kebabs on, for my cucumbers because apparently they have to like latch on to something. Yeah,
they'll send out these little tendrils and they'll curl around it.
So I think David now thinks I'm insane. Because every day I'm like, come look at my new sprout. And he's like, no. I'm like, fine, I'll tell Justin about it. And he's like, all right, do that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I go out there and look every day. I'm trying to get lavender to sprout, and I have not been successful by planting it by seed. So that's the one that's driving me nuts right now. Then I have my wildflowers. I think there's something eating stuff in my garden. So we bought some chicken fence, like a 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
Not the silver one. This is like a black mesh. And I'm going to cut it in half so it's 2 feet tall and just put it on the perimeter and try to keep out the wabbits. Does it say wabbits?
We're trying to figure out, because that nest...
Bird nest?
is still in our fan.
Does it still have eggs? They should have hatched by now.
There's still one egg in it. But the birds haven't been back. And so we think it's abandoned it. But Google tells me it's illegal to move a nest with an egg in it. So David thinks it's fine. And I'm like, I will go to prison if I move this bird.
Yeah, if you didn't mention it on a recorded podcast, you probably could have done it and got away with it.
But I mean, I'm like, if a bird hasn't been back for like weeks, at least 2, I haven't seen a bird. Because used to, when we were out there, it would fly away, like when we came out there. But then sometimes when it realized we were just sitting there, it would still like come back in the little gazebo thing. And there hasn't been any birds.
And did you see any babies?
No, there's still one egg in it. I have a picture. I have to like stand on a chair and like take my phone and take a picture. Let me see if I have my picture. Hold on.
While you're doing that, tell me about your shirt. Is that a swag?
Or this is a super old ServiceNow shirt.
Is that the toilet seat logo you were referring to at our last?
No, this is the power button.
The power button, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's our bird egg.
Oh wow, it's a nice little nest.
Yeah, and there's one egg in it. Like the bird hasn't been back.
Do you know what kind of bird it is? That's an interesting egg.
So, one of the birds is red, and one of them is brown. But that's all I know.
Probably the girl bird is probably the ugly one. Boy birds are prettier.
I just know that there's a red one and a brown one. And the brown one would fly up in the nest. So yes, that was the girl one, I would assume. And then the red one just kind of like looked out. So.
Is it a cardinal?
It's not a cardinal. It's a red bird. We have cardinals, but this particular one that like creeps the area.
It creeps.
Yeah.
I have an app I downloaded called Merlin. And it's by the Cornell lab.
Okay.
And you can ID your birds by listening or taking photos of them. And the app will tell you what it is, and they'll tell you about the bird.
Oh, and this weekend, let me see. So David's birthday is Sunday.
Yeah,
and then Father's Day is in a couple weeks. So we got his birthday / Father's Day gift set up. And you know he likes gadgets. So he got a new grill.
Yeah, we heard the grill story. It was just kind of funny.
Well, we finally got the real one. And I had to put it together because it was, his birthday and Father's Day gift. So he helped me because it is very heavy. But I did a lot of the work. It has
an air fryer?
No, it's like a wood pellet grill.
Oh, yes.
It has Wi-Fi. Like, let me see if it's... I think the next picture is...
So, like, to alert you with temperature and stuff, or when it needs more pellets?
Like, it'll tell you it's heating to 350, and you can just, like, monitor it. So, like, if you're smoking meat all day, it'll, like, stabilize the heat or whatever.
That's such a geeky... grill.
Oh, he is such a good cook, though. And so, like, when he wants something like this, I'm like, of course, yeah, you get the gadget.
So what have you had?
He made chicken the other day, which was, like, some of the best chicken he's ever made. We've done steaks on it, and they were good. Then we did, we go to Fresh Market a lot. We did the bacon pre-made like bacon cheeseburgers that they have. Like it's chopped up
Yeah.
bacon and bits of cheese already in there. Those, he's gonna have to figure out burgers. They were still good. They just needed to cook a little bit longer, but they were still very good. And then we did brats on them.
We love the Fresh Market meat section. The meat section's fantastic. The desserts, breads, and then like the whole rest of the store I could do without.
Well, on your birthday, you get a free slice of cake.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
All their cake is frozen though. Did you know that? They told me that basically they get it frozen, they let it thaw out, and then they slice it and put it in the case.
Well, it tastes not frozen.
Yeah, it tastes great.
Well, I was up there. So red velvet is my favorite like cake of all time. And I was up there getting something for my birthday. And the lady was like, oh, what's it for? I was like, oh, it's my birthday. She's like, well, you get a free slice of cake. I was like, but I'm buying a whole cake.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's okay. Here, have a piece. And so it's like special birthday cake. So I brought it home and my child ate it. So
was it good? Oh, you don't know.
What? Well, I had like a bite of it, but I mean, I love Fresh Market.
Yeah. They're great meats. Great meats. We used to get their chicken a lot too, like the little drummies for frying. Yeah.
Yes, we get our wings there because they cut them and we don't have to. We get our steaks there. And it's funny because we branch out on steak every now and again, and then we're always like, oh, it's not as good.
Yeah.
We love Fresh Market.
What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know, actually. I found like this honey sriracha chicken thing that I might make. We'll see.
Sounds nice. What did you send me last night? Oh, it was the Lowe's and Home Depot meme. That's right.
Yes, it was. Because it was accurate. And that's who David was fighting with.
It's Home Depot, right? Yeah, I think.
It's Home Depot.
I'm doing the same. Actually, I have an order in at Lowe's, and it was supposed to be delivered yesterday, and they just rescheduled it to Monday. No explanation. So I'm like, all my plans to work on it this weekend, not gonna happen. It's frustrating.
David leaves Friday for tomorrow for Virginia, and so I get like a whole night.
One whole night?
Well, because Dexter gets here on Saturday, so I get like
a night and part of the day.
I know. It's like I'm gonna go get mimosa stuff for Saturday morning.
Were you going to share what you got, David? And we got talking about the grill. Was you about to share?
No, that's what we got. That's what he wanted, and then we redid our back patio. I'm kind of lumping that in with his birthday stuff, but we got a new like patio. So we've now, since this picture was taken, moved this little guy to the other side, and we hadn't put together the second one, so there's like two of these over on the other side over here. We're gonna move the fire pit because it's hot. We don't need it, so we're gonna move that, and there's a little table that goes with it too. So
is there a propane tank underneath the fire pit?
Yes, right in here.
Okay. I've wondered about those chairs. I've seen them. Like, do you have to put the cushions away, like to keep them from fading? And
this one, we got very excited, came with a humongous cover that covers the whole thing. But prior to that, yes, we had to like take all the cushions off and put them away. We have like a big, our hot tub needs to be fixed, but like over on this side that you can't see, there's like an outdoor.
Tell me you had a hot tub.
I know, we have a hot tub.
I would have been down there already.
Yeah. But over here is where they were clearing all the land, and they still haven't cleared it. You can see all the stuff that's overgrown, so it looks really bad. Like, I'm surprised the neighbor on this side hasn't called, because he, like, is HOA.
Is that the HOA guy? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He lives right on the other side. But this is the path Riley has run with her ball.
Wow.
Chasing it. So, you know. So that's what we did over the weekend, was put all that together and deal with the grill debacle.
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
But
while we're talking, I'm watching my outdoor camera. There's someone coming to estimate one of our trees, like a big branch split and fell on top of other trees and messed them up. It didn't hurt. Nothing's bad.
Yeah.
But it's like too big for us to do on our own. So
interesting. Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for Haley to hear him start barking.
I just like looking out my window. I see all the debris for the lot next door, and I'm just. There were 3 bunnies in the yard this morning, and I was like, they've probably built a nest in like the debris.
Yeah.
Been there
probably.
Since February. It is now June.
We have lots of bunnies. Lots of bunnies.
We have bunnies. We used to have armadillos, but I haven't seen them this year. We've got a deer.
Nice. Just one? Usually they come in groups.
Well, I haven't seen one. I've just seen they've left their debris like on the side of the house. So we know they're somewhere.
I usually when I see one by itself, it's because it got cut off from the rest. Like
our neighborhood's kind of weird. Like we're on like a main road, not us, but the neighborhood's off like a main road. But then when you keep going back, it just keeps getting more and more woods. So like up where we're at, we're not as far back, so we don't get as much wildlife.
I'm surprised you don't have black bears if you're brought up against woods like that.
You say black bears?
Hmm?
Do they live in South Carolina?
I mean, they're up here, so I just wander mosey on down the mountain and go to South Carolina. It would seem like. I'll Google it. The South Carolina.
As long as they can find adequate food sources and have suitable den sites.
The autocomplete puts panthers before bears. Have you seen a panther?
I find it interesting that this article I'm reading.
Oh, you're right in the area where you're not going to have them. So they're near the mountains and then they're in the Piedmont.
Which I find interesting is that they're near the coast.
Fish. They like fish.
I guess so. Salty.
I don't know that.
I don't know. I just always assume it's like fresh water from streams.
I didn't know that about South Carolina. That's interesting that they'd be separate, that far separate.
Yeah.
Two populations. I guess it's too hot and miserable in the middle of the state.
Yes. I mean, it gets hot here.
And actually,
it's going to rain all next week here, and I'm not excited.
Oh, is it? I mean, it's going to rain up here probably too. The only thing I like about the rain, and you'll go to appreciate it, is like you don't have to water the garden as much.
Yeah.
And you have a small garden at the moment. Like
I have a very small garden, and I'm shocked I even have plants in it. So, yeah.
You have to start your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How to grow plants. There's David. What's up, dude?
I need to put 300 catalog items under one user guide.
One order guide.
Makes sense.
Are they still insisting on that?
Yeah. It's a good time. Can't talk them off the ledge, so.
Hey everybody, comment down below how many how many catalog items are in your biggest order guide. Let us know down below in the comments.
Okay, the biggest one I ever did had 20. But that
sounds reasonable.
But it was an automated one based on user profiles that had an integration to their HR source that could automatically order like bundled packages based on their title.
What's David doing?
I have no idea.
Oh, he's trying to get the puppy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard. I think Connor was talking about the 300. He came to our team meeting, And he was like, seriously trying. He's like, I'm trying to scope a 300 catalog items in an order guide and get an estimate. We're all like, what?
$6 million.
Say no. Say no.
I would want to know why. Why do you need 300? That's all. Yeah.
I had something similar with, I guess I'm going to have to do a demo on Monday, but it's a company that shall go unnamed that has a requisition form, like to purchase something, and IT equipment, assets, software, stuff like that. And they have to take the form and get it signed by certain people depending on what the cost of it is. But the technical architect who I was working with, Chris, was like, they can't tell us who needs to approve and at what levels. Like he's like so we can't put it in ServiceNow because it's all subjective to whoever is filling out the form or signing off on the approval or whatever. I guess.
I think the coolest one I did was the automated one for onboarding and offboarding based on titles, because no one's ever that organized. So I got like super excited that like they had spent, I think they said 2.5 years formalizing titles. Like it took them 2 years to get like to the point where they could say, if you're in position A, you get X.
Right.
And they were like, it was a huge undertaking, but it's so much easier. So that was probably the most fun one I did. But the last customer I worked for, it was funny because when I started, we were starting over because they were a spinoff of another company. And so they were scrapping and starting over. And their onboarding had some like weird caveats to it. But they were like, yeah, but we have to today do this thing where we can't do anything until the AD group is created. So everyone just waits on their stuff and their tasks, and they just check in like once a week to see if it's been created. And I'm like, why? And they were like, well, what do you mean? So I got to blow everyone's mind by having a wait in the workflow until this one AD task was complete and then trigger everything else. And they were like, oh my God.
That was probably the old workflow engine too, right?
It was, yeah. Flow Designer wasn't out yet. But they were just like, oh, we could do this. I was like, yep, could have been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, it's always there. Yeah, I was working on something the other day where I did a wait. It's I know what it was. I was waiting on progress workers to finish. So you query, see if there's any active ones, wait for a minute, query again. There's a do while loop, or do until.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It could be.
Did you you sent me the knowledge, like the link to the content that they posted or whatever. Have you done any? Have you looked at any yet?
No, pretty much since I've been back, I've been in a lot of customer calls lately. I feel like more so than normal, but I'm also doing 2 roadmaps at the same time, and trying to get this other one closed, finally.
Are these platform roadmaps or application roadmaps?
These are platform roadmaps. One is an investment we're making. And so they put together a roadmap and they wanted me to see if I saw any gaps or issues. And I was like, well, I mean, what you've given me looks fine, but I don't know why you're doing any of it. You know what I have they sent me, here are the problems we're trying to solve, but I didn't have like what outcome they were trying to get to. So I have like gaps of, I get that you're trying to solve this problem, but what's the end goal? So I'm trying to get them to tell me, I get your problems, I get your challenges, but what's the end goal? So I can tell you that these will get you there. So that's the gap I have right now on theirs. And then it's just kind of like, there's little pieces of like, they want to do an event, but don't.
What's going to happen? Hey.
She's like, hey.
She hears that they're out there talking, and she can hear their voices.
Yeah, but they they have stuff, and they're like, "Oh, well, we are doing discovery. We just didn't have it on the roadmap." And I'm like, "Okay."
You gave me an incomplete roadmap.
So, and like upgrades aren't on it, and some other things, like things I'm having to ascertain. So I was just like, I'm gonna put together here are things I've noticed, and then maybe we can talk about the others. So yeah, and then the other one's just a normal roadmap. So
nice.
Yeah.
When you do that, do you do KPIs as well? Like for once this reaches this, you can go to the next thing.
Well, we do. We try to ask them what KPIs they care about, and then we try and give them like, we need to do a baseline, and then we can go in and see how things change. A lot of the times we do like a KPI working session as like phase 1 to figure out. But yeah, so
nice.
We try to give them some KPIs to use as measurement, but usually they already have a couple in mind. So,
and those are, would they be KPIs? Sorry, I was distracted by the dog. Just catching up. Would those be KPIs like in the platform, like on a dashboard or something that they can monitor? Yeah. You may have said
and
that.
it all depends on the outcomes they're trying to get to. Like if they're trying to have, more efficiencies. How many automated services do we have? How many times were they used last month? Did they actually cause problems or create an efficiency, or first call resolutions, or using knowledge? So it just kind of depends on what their goal is. So.
When you say automated services, are you using that field in the catalog item where you set it to this is fully automated? Yeah. Okay. I set up 2 of those this week in my PDI. So.
The former customer I worked at, they were fully bought in on ServiceNow, which was nice. But our catalog, like one of my goals I had was to have anything that could be automated. And they were able to we pushed software through SCCM through ServiceNow. Like you went to ServiceNow, you requested it did everything and pushed, and you got added to AD groups, and you got, if you needed server rights during a change window, you would submit to get your admin rights. And if you were on a list, you were good. If you weren't, you had to go for all sorts of stuff.
Nice.
I learned a lot at that job.
Yeah, you that was the thing, was like when I was over ITSM, is that you get to work with every different department within IT. So you learn networking, you learn infrastructure, you learn security. Yeah. Nice. Do you have a hard stop?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you notice my background?
I did. I like it.
I'm trying to think, do I have anything? Oh, I know. I have something. Hold on. I was told to ask you something. I don't know if you've gotten any warning, so I might have to cut this out.
Oh, no.
I was told to ask you about champagne pandas.
So, let me see if I can find the picture. When I went to Knowledge in 2019, I was trying to remember the last time I went. That's actually when I met David for the first time. He had just started working at our company. So I maybe talked to him once before Knowledge. He was brand new, and I am not outgoing. I am a super introvert. But my boss was like, Allison, we've just hired this new SC. Can you try and help make sure he feels welcome? And I was like, Andy, I don't like people. So I don't know if I'm the one that needs to be having this conversation. But okay, fine. So I pretty much was like, hi, I'm Allison. We're going to be friends. Moving on. So a friend of mine named Jake, who wants to come on our podcast, by the way, who now works for a different partner because he's a trader. He was hanging out with us, and him and I used to always talk about the Bachelor and all this stuff. So Jake was he was my travel buddy, and we always tried to be on all the same projects. So one of our sales guys was like, hey, you all should come to this party with some of our customers. And I'm like, great. Part of the story you may have to edit out. So it's in some club inside Caesars, which I can't remember the name of, but I saw it when I was at Knowledge last week. They were like, we'll buy like a booth. I don't know. I couldn't be in sales for many reasons, and part of it is because of this story. So we're sitting there, and our sales guy was like, oh yeah, like we're taking out this company, and I'm trying, do you know where I could find some? I was like, nope. I would not even know
where to start. Yeah.
Where to start? Like, do you Google it? Is there like an app for that? And he was like, well, my customers really want it. And I'm like, once again, I don't even know.
He's serious. Like, he's not joking. Oh my gosh.
Totally serious. And we're like, I was talking to like Jake and David. I was like, I don't think I want to go to this party now because somehow I'm going to be guilty by association. Somehow this is all going to like come back and my career is going to be ruined and just all these things. So we end up going anyway to this party, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong. Like, we had a good time. I did not partake in any drugs because that's not my jam. But so we're sitting there, and it was like me, David, my friend Jake, my old boss Jamie, this customer, and our sales guy.
The customer that wanted.
Yes. And I'm trying to find this picture.
I have a lot of bleeping to do.
Oh God, yeah. And so David, at the time, before we walked over, since he's in the living room, and probably is the one that told you to tell this story.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, it was. We were walking through Caesars. Or no, we were walking through somewhere to go over to Caesars. It was, like I said, me, Jake, Jamie, Andy. We see David sitting at like a slot machine or card table or something, incredibly drunk. He had won so much money and was like handing chips out to people, and I was going behind him like taking them back and giving them back to him. And I'm like, I don't even know this person. I could have just stolen $2,000 from him because he's just passing out chips. So we go over to this party. So David's drunk. We're all a little tipsy. And we're just like not club people. Like, you've met David, you've met me. When you meet my friend Jake, he's not a club person. My old boss doesn't drink, and he was there. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, champagne pandas come out. There are women dressed in panda outfits with glow sticks passing out champagne. And we're like, it's time to go. Like, it's time to go. So literally just tons of champagne pandas.
Was it not even New Year's? Like,
yeah, there's my friend Jake. He'll probably love me for that. No, that wasn't it. That was old. That was at Knowledge. See, I did go to something. But yeah, champagne pandas.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, and needless to say, I don't know if he ever got the...
I would like... Things you don't do, lines you wouldn't cross for your customer, and one of them would be enabling drug use.
Yeah,
we should probably say that Allison and I do not support or endorse the use of illegal drugs.
No illegal drugs. Just, yeah. I have to find one more picture of Jake. So Jake was funny because if you met him outside of work, he wouldn't strike you as like an IT guy. He like knows how to like make furniture.
Oh, cool.
He's met Ron Swanson, who I just blanked on his real name. Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman, yes.
He's met him multiple times. But so we used to travel together, and the worst customer I've ever had in my life, he was on the project with me, and we had to spend an obscene amount of time together at this customer's city, which will remain nameless because otherwise it won't go well. But we were sitting at their go live. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I had just gotten back from the CMA kickoff in Amsterdam and had to go to this go live. And we were both so mad and we didn't want to be there. And we're sitting in a conference room by ourselves, mind you. And I look over and this is what I see. And we're sitting in this conference room by ourselves.
Is that baloney?
Yes. And he's just like, hey.
I like him already. Yes.
So, yeah, we literally used to sit and just every time we had to go here, we were stuck together and we would watch The Bachelor in the hotel lobby together.
That's a show I haven't got into. I just haven't been able to.
I embarrassingly liked it, but it also gave us something to do. And so we would take over the hotel lobby. And I think I have a picture. Oh, here we go. Hold on. He's going to kill me. We have to tag Jake in this one. Oh. And he lives in Clemson, by the way.
Oh, cool.
They're not far.
Nearby.
So this was us watching The Bachelor.
Tito's and LaCroix. Nice.
See, he was telling them all about it. So, but yeah, we would sit in the lobby of the hotel and you can scrub out the location name up at the top.
I missed it. Yeah, I'll have to
my pictures.
take a second look. Yeah, I'm getting better at the blurring and the owl hoots.
Yes, but no, I used to have a lot of fun traveling with him, and we'd always try and get on projects together.
And what does he do now?
So he works for InSource, and he is an architect. But they have different titles, but it's essentially an architect. So.
Is InSource a ServiceNow partner? Okay.
We're just one with.
Okay, so he's an architect.
Yeah. So he was the very first customer I implemented for when I worked at Round Tower. So not ever in my life, but at that job, it was day 3. They were like, can you do an ITSM workshop? And I said, okay. Do we have collateral? Nope. I was like, okay, well, when's the workshop? They were like, in 2 hours.
Oh my God.
So.
That's not scary at all.
You know, you fake it till you make it. They don't know that I don't know, and
yeah.
I was like, I hate using slideware. We're just gonna go straight into the platform. And when I told him later, he was like, I had no idea. I was like, so. Then I convinced him to come work for us.
Not where we are now.
Not now.
Where you were.
Yeah. He was my.
Yeah, well,
these people weren't as fun traveling. I had a couple others that were fun to travel with, but
I think on the guest topic, I think it was a success. We got some good visibility for the podcast. We just need to figure out how to work that into our system.
Maybe like once a month. We have to get it.
Okay.
Because we have lots of people that want to. Stephanie wants to come on. Jim.
Yeah,
Jake.
Jim. Stephanie, Jim, Jake, and there was somebody else.
Connor. We have to have
Connor. We have to have Connor, yeah. Maybe he should be our next one.
Yes. Connor should be our next one. We have to ask him about his live, laugh, faith, surf poster.
I should make a note of this. Connor. Live. Oh, that's so weird. I wrote his name. Okay, this is weird. I wrote his first name in Google Documents in my non-work Google thing, right? So this is not even my personal one, it's my company one. And it's auto-suggesting his last name. That's weird.
That is kind of weird.
Okay, live, laugh, love, and what?
Surf. Or faith. Faith. I feel like surf and faith were the
surf. Okay. I have to pay more attention. Sometimes he'll unblur his background and I can see
it. I know. You can't see it. He has to tell you about it. And even if he unblurs it, you can't see it. off to the side.
Okay. I'll save it for when we have on. What do you want to shoot for, like, not next week, but the week after?
Sure.
Maybe make our second podcast of the week will be our guest podcast? Okay. And I can get the invite out to Connor.
Feel like you don't have a choice.
You have been summoned.
Yes.
By the owl and the otter. Wait, the otter and the owl. Is it?
Either. Yay.
Did you? Oh, and one more thing before we go. Did you see the end of yesterday's episode?
Yes.
With the gaucho pants? Yes.
It did. I liked it.
That was really tough to find. Like, it had a ton of golden eagle, but not bald eagles. And I know Herb had said he liked bald eagles, so it was. I didn't know there was a difference until I went searching for it, to be honest. So.
How many hits did it get? I haven't even looked.
We are over on.
Edit this part out if you want.
No, it's fine. Yeah, YouTube, it's over 40. And we got one extra on the podcast downloads, because that's been pretty holding steady. So we got one additional one. But usually it doesn't hit the 40s until like a good week after we release it. So this one should be like probably in the 100, like 100-ish by the time a week rolls around, which is good. Yeah. My goal with these, and we got some nice feedback. I sent you last night the comment from Kevin. Shout out to Kevin, who left a really nice comment. You know, those kind of things are nice for us to see, but I think if we just keep doing it regular and, you know, be predictable for people, they'll come and find us. I don't know if your sister is still watching or listening.
I don't know. She'll be in town. I'll see her in July. So
she should be a guest since we've talked about her so much.
And her husband might as well be her husband. He can say whippersnipper for us.
What was the other one you said that you want to make them say? Something about
a dingo ate my baby.
Yes.
Yeah. He'd be like, again, Allison, it's been 20 years. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Foster's is not Australian for beer.
It's just a brand, right?
I know, but I was asking him, like, you know, in the States, and he's like, we don't drink that. I was like, okay.
I think it's an Outback stereotype, probably. Like, half the menu of Outback is probably not.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, do you like the Bloomin Onions?
I do. I love the Bloomin Onion.
It's like 8 million calories, but it's delicious.
And it's the same, no matter where you go. It's predictable. It tastes the same. It's got the bloomin' sauce. This is not an ad, by the way.
No.
But if you want to sponsor our podcast.
If Fresh Market wants to give me anything, I will have it.
We'll pimp the Fresh Market.
Well, so my son loves Fresh Market. Like, loves it. And calls it Hot and Fresh Market. And he's like, Mommy, can we go to Hot and Fresh Market? I'm like, sure. What do you want? And he's like, I need to get my cookie. Because he gets their little iced cookies. But just, I don't even know where he got Hot and Fresh Market. But that's what he calls it. And it's hilarious.
Well, our Fresh Market has a hot section of like food you can get. Like,
so
we've done dinner there. Yeah,
but
okay.
He just, like, we went one time and I got him a cookie. Because I was like, if you're good in the store, we'll get you a cookie and you can have some for dessert or whatever. And so now he's just like, are we ever going back to Hot and Fresh Market? I'm like, you know we are. Like, we go once a week.
That's awesome. That reminds me of, I remember being a kid. I think this even happened as an adult, where you hear a song, but you hear the lyrics wrong. Mm-hmm. And so you always say them the wrong way, and then someone catches you, and you're like, what? That's not what they're saying?
Yeah, like, Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. She's got electric boobs.
Oh, man. You know, Elton John recently did a remixed dance version of that. It was really good. Oh, yeah, I should send you a link.
Hanson
it came out last summer. Huh?
Hanson rated Mbop.
When?
So my best friend growing up, we lived across the street from each other, and we loved Hanson, and they were from Tulsa. So they were.
Oh, they were from Tulsa? I didn't know that.
they're attainable because, you know, we lived in the same city.
You breathe the same air as them.
Yes. We picked grass from their house. It's fine. They live near my aunt. Or did, like, when they were younger. But it came out, I, like, sent it to her, and she was like, oh. Like, we talk sporadically when we see, because we just, life happens, you know, that was when we were in elementary school. But I sent it to her, she was like, oh my God, this made my day. But
I have to go listen. That was just one of those songs that I really loved in 1997.
Mm-hmm. I went to their concert in Tulsa. And I finally met Taylor Hanson briefly when I was in my 30s.
I don't know them by their names. So say old, middle, or younger.
He's the middle one.
The middle one, okay.
He had a cool charity in Tulsa called oh my God, I've lost it. Anyway, once a month they would go and pass out like goods to underserved communities. And I was in junior league before I moved, and we helped with, like, we volunteered to help with it. And so he came and spoke at junior league. And I was having like a moment because I'm like in my 30s, like, this is Taylor Hanson. Yeah. And, like, I texted my friend, I was like, I'm sitting in the same room with Taylor.
Oh, I found it. On 26th of May, 2023, English band Busted released a cover version of MMMBop in collaboration with Hanson entitled MMMBop 2.0. I'll have to go check this out now.
Yeah, I would say I sent
You heard it here first, everybody.
Right? Well, and what's even worse, so I used to love The Masked Singer. It's gotten out of control now. There's too many contestants. Like, the first season, I think there were like 8 contestants. They're up to like 30 now, which is just, it's too much. So the very last season I watched, Hanson was on. And it was funny because I knew, like, instantly it was them. And I was a bit ashamed, but a bit proud of myself. And I texted, once again, my childhood best friend was like, do you watch Masked Singer? She was like, do you? I was like, yeah. She goes, Hanson's the Russian dolls, isn't it? I was like, yes, they are.
That's awesome. So, we watched the first season and I was like, I can't take this show. So.
I liked it back when it was a handful of people, but it's just too many now to keep up with. And we did start Yellowjackets.
We started it, haven't finished it. Yeah.
We watched the second episode.
I think we got 2 or 3 in, yeah.
I like it though.
We're finishing up right now, speaking of South Carolina, the Righteous Gemstones.
Is that good?
Oh, I love it. It is. Okay. It is just perfect. It could not be written or acted any better. It's just, it's perfect. And it's funny. Yeah. It's over the top funny, like just ridiculously funny.
Yeah. The very last Ted Lasso came out last night.
Oh, I think it made my news feed actually.
You haven't watched it. So, David and I first bonded over like Schitt's Creek, and he wouldn't watch the finale forever, and it made me so mad because I wanted to talk about it. And so he's doing the same thing. I was like, okay, we're gonna start Ted Lasso at the beginning, season 1, and watch it all the way through the finale.
Does he not want to watch the finales because it never ends?
Over. And I agree. I love Ted Lasso. Like, I really hope they decide to do one more. Or several more, but...
Did you guys watch Succession?
Mm-mm.
No, because I had the finale this past Sunday. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think we saw an ad for it on something, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, if you want to just see how disgusting rich people are, it's a great show. Cool. Well, I'm going to get outside and find out what's going on with the tree. How much it's going to cost. I wish you a wonderful, warm afternoon and happy gardening. And I'll
send you a picture of my sprouts.
Yes,
my new.
I will. I need to like send you back pictures of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my pepper sprouts are all gone. They got eaten by something, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Cool. We'll see you on Monday. Yes.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.